Damn, I look fresh. Shit.
What's going on, Cole Connor here. Today is the day where we dive into the editing for the luxury real estate video. If you haven't seen it, here's a piece of it. What's going on? My name is Cole Connor. I'm an artist and entrepreneur, and I was put here to do two things: create and inspire. Thanks for being here. Let's get into it. All right, I'm diving straight into the computer. Let's go. All right, so we are in Adobe Premiere Pro. This is where I edit all my videos currently. I am thinking about switching to DaVinci, though. I'm going to be checking it out over probably over the holidays. The first thing I do every time I do a real estate video is I dump all the footage in. Zooming out. So what I'm going to do is I would take all this footage here, right click on it. I'm going to modify it, interpret footage, and I take everything and put it to 24 or 25 frames per second. So this was shot in 60 and 100 frames per second. So pretty much what that's going to do, if you don't know, is that's going to slow it down. On the A7S III, I shot it at 100 frames per second, so it's like super slow-mo. And then on my drone, it was shot at 60 frames per second, so still slow-mo, but not super slow-mo. So when I do that, it's going to bring all this footage. It's going to go from 1014 all the way to 2 hours and 38 minutes, which sounds kind of crazy. It can be overwhelming when you're trying to just do a quick highlight video for someone. So what I do is I'll just put on a movie, I'll put on something, and I'll scrub through it as fast as possible. So that looks like, so I know the beginning and the end of all clips just pretty much aren't good. So I go through, I'm finding, boom, that's the part that I want. And I'm literally just cutting out the best parts. And then I delete what, the extra footage that I won't be using. I go through the whole 2.5 hours doing that. Once you get good at it, you know what you're going to keep and what you're not going to keep. And a lot of it ends up just being dead space that you weren't even. I'm pretty much going to do that 3 or 4 times. And what I mean by that is the first time I do it, it's going to cut it down to like 10 minutes. Then I'm going to go back through, start at the beginning, cut out the extra fat. Then it's going to go down to 5 minutes. And I'm pretty much going to do it until it goes down to about 2 or 3 minutes. Then that's when I'm going to pull in some music. So for this video, this is the music. Here. I believe I got this from Soundstripe. I have Soundstripe and Epidemic Sound. If you want to check out either of those, you can click the link in the description. Anyways, it takes me sometimes a while to find the music that I want. Recently, I've been really liking kind of music like this, just like chill, not super not super corporate sounding, but almost like a little hip hop flair. I really like that. So when I put the song in, that's gonna give me some pretty much tempo to work with. So that, let's just say 3 to 4 minutes that I cut it down to, I now can strip away all the fat because I know I'm gonna be cutting at the beats. So just to give you an example, actually, before that, let me say that I put all the drone footage at the beginning, and then I put one drone clip at the end. So I always start with drone because it's kind of like setting the scene for your house, for your shot. So anyway, so now that we have this tempo, you see, it changes there. That's where I cut because you hear the music changing. Change. And so this one, now that I've got to cut to like 3 or 4 minutes of footage, the ones that I'm going to time ramp, I try to also do it on beat. So for example, you've got these 3 clips cut to the beat, but then this one was extra long. I knew I wanted to speed ramp it. So I still have that cut to the beat. If you look here, boom. So you see it stops when the beat cuts again. So it's switch, speed ramp, boom. and still on beat. I think it adds like another level to it when you try to speed ramp to the beat. So we start with these first, that's 5 drone shots to set it up. And honestly, once you cut all that footage down to the beat, that 4, 5, 3, 4, whatever it is, minutes will definitely be around 1.5 minutes. I try to make my videos longer than 1.5 minutes, like ever. Because even at this like pretty large home, 1.5 minutes is stretching it because it's just a highlight reel. You just want people interested in the property. It's something to share on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube to get people excited. All right. What else can I tell y'all? I mean, speed ramps is all the same process here. So I have speed ramps labeled throughout of this video. One thing that I still haven't quite figured out a fix for, so if you have a fix, let me know. I think it's because I shot at 100 frames per second that a lot of the lights were flickering, and it was very frustrating. So if you look at this clip here, you see over here, these lights are flickering. It's very annoying. What I did to stop this, which a lot of people do, and I was just doing research on YouTube to figure out what people do in general, is I tripled. You see, you can't even notice it here once it's tripled. So I make an exact duplicate of the footage. The second layer, I do 65 or 66% opacity. Third layer, I do around 30% opacity. And you have to kind of move them around one frame at a time. So if you kind of think about what it's doing, it's kind of covering up the flicker. But if you do too much, then it's going to make your shot look blurry. So you have to be really careful. And you can't do it with speed ramps because it makes the shot look blurry. So that's an unfortunate thing I've noticed, especially recently, which makes me think it's something because I just got the A7S III. It makes me think I have some sort of setting or something wrong. But it has been happening a lot more recently, and it's been very frustrating, to say the least. When I'm putting together these videos, I'm always, like I said, I do the drone, I do the outside, inside, then I just do the hottest parts of the house. So here I got the outside, some cool shots of that. Then I go inside to this main area. And most of the video is going to be on this like main floor, inside, outside to the pool, because it's just gorgeous, honestly. And it's the selling point. Most people aren't going to watch more than 30 seconds anyways. Then I immediately, after I show the main floor, I go to the master. Sometimes it's on the main floor, sometimes it's not. And the last thing I show are the additional bedrooms, bathrooms, things that, I mean, they're nice, but it's not like crazy super duper nice. This one had so much nice stuff that the whole thing was just full of cool things. Because even the basement was really dope. It had a movie theater and had this cool dining area. But yeah, honestly, that's it. Once you cut it all down, you cut the fat, you slow it down, you make it to the beat. I think it just takes your videos to a higher level. You don't need these 4, 5, 6 minute videos. You just don't. That's my opinion. If you have any other additional questions, please let me know. My name is Cole Connor. I felt like maybe that was too quick. I thought maybe there'd be more to say, but it's honestly pretty simple. It's just kind of time consuming, going through it, finding the right music and cutting it to the beat. But once you get a hang of it, it's easy. So please like, comment if you have any questions, subscribe. My name's Cole. Catch you next time. Peace.
Every day I wake up with a vision, cooking in the kitchen, ain't no fucking in a mission, like, yo. Shaking up your city with my bitchin', sold in the building, and the motherfucker fishing, like, whoa. Cold won't stop till they get that gold, cold won't stop till you sing my song.